Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm a minute late. I was having problems connecting to YouTube. Anyway, today is it's just a really fun project. This is a great way to use up some of your 6x6 pads and or your papers or even just scrap paper, and then also to use some of our junk mail envelopes. I really like this project. It's a lot of fun, and it results in a cute gift that you can give to someone at Christmas or a birthday or just whenever. So today, excuse me, um, we are making gift card wallets, and there are different ways that you can close them. I'll walk through these in a second, and yeah, they're addictive. I'm going through my craft room right now, and I'm putting stuff aside to sell or to donate. And when I was going through my 6x6 pads, I was going through some of my old My Mind's Eye papers, and I just love these paper pads. I just never found a use for them, which is really strange because I really like them. You know, they have such a vintage vibe to them, and they're super cute. But I put them in the sell pile, and I kept thinking about them, just like, I need to find a project for these. And so I pulled out this one first, the Mary, and I've used every single sheet in here except for one. And I have a little bit of scrap pieces, which I will find a use for those. And when I do, I'll show you what those projects are. So, while also cleaning up the craft room, I was looking at my stack of envelopes. And I was thinking, how can I reduce some of this stuff and find a use for them? I saved them for a reason, and well, it's just nice to be able to use what I've set aside for so long. So these are our gift card envelopes, wallets. So they're super easy to make. And it's something that you can do with your kids too, if you want to, or with your friends to just make a whole bunch of them. So this one, I use a scrap piece of tulle. I think that's how you pronounce it. And so that's what's closing this wallet. This one, I sewed a button to the flap, and then I just created this. Whoops, that's a really long string, and I just created this wrap to go with it. This one, I made a belly band, and so this one just slides off. And then right before this video started, I thought, wow, like, wouldn't it be cool if I made a paper clip to go onto the side of this to hold it in place? So yeah, so that, unfortunately, that's the pattern there. I should have thought about which one I was using. But if I chose the pattern properly and laid it out a little bit better, you could have it close from the top. And it looks like a little purse at that point. That's super cute. Okay, so let me just walk through the inside of this. So it flips up and down, and you can put your gift card right in this little flap right there. I love using the junk mail envelope for this because it gives it a nice bit of thickness. But if you have like cardstock paper, you can do this with cardstock paper too. And so they're all the same thing on the inside. I've just cut different panels to just make it a little bit more whimsical on the inside. And we're going to discuss this in a second. And the back, of course, is covered too, with all different bits of cute paper. Okay, so let's get started on this. So what are you going to need? Well, you're going to need a junk mail envelope. And so this one, it's 4 inches wide this way. Let me just make sure. I just grabbed this one from my stack just to make sure that. Yeah, this one's a little bit longer actually, but that's okay. We'll work around that. And so we're going to cut this to 9 inches long. And I'm just going to use my trimmer for this, just because I can't cut very straight, but if you just have a ruler and scissors, you can do this quite easily. Now we're going to get to the adhesive part of this. I'm using the Nuvo glue for this, but you can also use, there's another glue that I was thinking might be good for this project. It's that clear, it's like an Elmer's glue. That would also work well with this. So when you open up the side here, there's usually like a little bit left over, so you just kind of toss that out. And I'm just going to glue this side. Now, I usually open up junk mail from the side. So if you open it from the top, you're going to want to glue all your open sides down, basically, just to make sure that it's completely closed. Okay, so now we're going to score this. And if you don't have a scoreboard, then you can just mark these distances with a ruler and then fold them by hand. So here's the scoreboard here, and we're going to score at 2 1/4. Oh no, I'm sorry. 3 1/4 and 6 5/8. So I know people don't like hearing the eighths, but basically, like here's your, if you take 1/4 of an inch here, it's the one just right in the middle. So with this one, let me make sure I'm doing this right. So that's 3 1/4. Yep. So when you fold this, you will want to have it so that if it's a one window envelope, that your one window is on this side. And I'll show you why in a second. So we're going to score at 3 1/4. And we're going to score by 6 5/8. So you go to the half mark and then just one over. And then you're going to fold this and fold this again. And the reason why we do it with, if it's a single window, we do it here, because inside your gift card holder, this is the part where two pieces of paper are meeting, and that envelope is going to be covered up. So at this point, what I did was I took some Distress ink and I went all around the edges. So, and at the folds too. So I'm not going to take up time showing you that I did that. I'm going to do this one. And the reason why I'm doing this one is because this one has two windows. I'm going to show you the workaround for this. So I've already applied Distress ink all along this and on the outside. That's going to give it a nice vintage feel. And so now I've got some papers that need to be cut. And I've already cut these. So I will show you my papers and then tell you the sizes of them. And you'll need 2 of each size. So you're going to need 2 of the 3 1/8 wide. Oh no, I'm sorry, 4 inches wide by 3 1/8 tall. Is that right? Let me make sure I'm saying this, the length and the width correctly. Yep, so this is 4 inches wide. Oh, sorry. I was wondering why. Okay, so this is 4 inches wide, and this is 3 1/8 inches tall. So you're going to need 2 of those. And then you're going to need another 2 4 inches wide, but these are going to be a little bit longer. These are going to be 4 1/8 inch long. So you're going to need 2 of those. And then you're going to need 2 more that are 4 inches wide. And this is 2 1/4 high. So if you want, I'll just say that again. So you need 2 that are 4 inches wide and 4 1/8 tall. You're going to need 2 that are 4 inches wide and 3 1/8 inch tall. And then you're going to need 2 that are 2 1/4 high by 4 inches wide. So if you want to stop and write those down, that's fine. Maybe I should really write those down. I feel like it's quite important. So I'll just grab that here instead of me just spurting out the sizes. So 2 1/4 high by 4 inches wide, and then 3 1/8 high by 4 inches wide, and then you'll need 2 that are 4 1/8 inches high by 4 inches wide, and you'll need 2 of each of all of these. Okay, that's a little bit better there. Okay, so for each of these, and I forgot to do it on this, but that's okay. I'll do it afterwards. I'm going to put distress around these, distress ink, but I'm going to start on the outside. And so this is the outside of the wallet. So I'm going to pick out which papers I am putting where, because one of these are going on the inside with these 2 papers, and I kind of like that one there. So that means these are going on the outside. And luckily, those snowmen are cute, so that one's going there for sure. Luckily, these are double-sided, so that looks cute. Yeah, I like that one better. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these on the outside. Now, I'm sorry, I need to distress this. It's going to bother me if I don't. So I used liquid glue, and the reason why is because, being that these are junk mail envelopes, there's a little bit, it's not like they're perfectly straight. And then when we fold them, they might not be perfectly straight either, just because of the thickness of it. So I like using the glue so that this way I can adjust them after I put them down on the envelopes. So I'm going to start with the flap. And since there's text right here, I just kind of want to go a little bit lower. Just kind of cover that up a little bit. Just because I don't want that black from the envelope showing. Okay, so now I'm going to do these really cute snowmen. My gosh, these are so adorable. So I'm just going to glue this one down. So if you have a glue sticks will work well with this too. I did try one with tape, and that didn't turn out as well as I hoped that it would. Because once you set that down, you can't adjust this at all. So I didn't like that one. I think I tossed that one actually. And so now we're going to add the last one to the back. And you need to be mindful of the orientation of your pattern. So making sure that that's going right there. So at this point, one of the wallets I did yesterday, I brought to my sewing machine and I sewed just around the edge of this. And just one second, I'll show you what I mean. So it was at this point that I sewed just around the edge. It was a nice little zigzag stitch. But then when I flipped it over, I had, what was it called? Bird nesting all around the backside. And I had taken, my sewing machine apart just under the needle, just see if there's dust there, or if there's something going on. And I didn't see anything. And I thought, you know what, I'll just mention that you can sew it at this point. And, after I get my sewing machine acting correctly, I'll make some with the sewing on it. Okay, so that's the outside. Looks really cute. Love the way that looks. So adorable. Okay, so now we're going to work on the inside. And so this is what I mentioned before. If you have just one window on your envelope, you'll want to have it down here so that when you fold it for your little gift card, it's covering up that window. But not all envelopes just have one window. This one has two. So I'll show you the workaround for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. Like I said, I'm just going to use glue on this. Yeah, I can't believe that I used a whole bunch of junk mail envelopes yesterday and papers that had been sitting in my craft room for so long, just waiting for use. And it felt really good to be able to do this project and, be able to make all these gift card holders ahead of time for Christmas. I have a lot, so that means I think I might sell these and donate the money to a local animal shelter. Okay, so now we're going to take our two long pieces. And remember that these are 4 inches wide by 4 1/8 inches tall. And so you're going to take the one that's 4 1/8, and that's what you're putting here. You're going to have it so that the pattern that is 4 1/8 inches long is facing this way. And we're going to score it 1 inch from the end. So so your end here is at 4 1/8. So that means I'm going to go to 3 1/8. And so 3 1/8 is the notch between the 3 and the quarter. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this other side. There we go. And be mindful if you have paper with two patterns, like let's say that I want to do 2 trees here. This is the way that it's going in your wallet. So you want to make sure that your pattern is aligned and that you have the two ends that are an inch folded or scored from the ends are facing each other. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go this. Just a little bit of Distress ink. Okay, then I'm going to fold and fold. And then you're going to meet the two ends together. And at this point, you definitely can't use tape for this. And the reason why is you're putting a gift card in here, and you want to make sure that the gift card will come out. If you use tape, the tape might stick to your gift card. Okay, so you go along the two edges there and just along the bottom of just one of them. Okay, and so now we're going to do this. Fold that up there. Just a little bit off. So again, that's why I like the glue. Just because when I opened it up, they weren't aligned across the top, but now they are. Okay, so we've got that. And so now we take our envelope, and this is what I found is the easiest way to do it, is first I lined it up here just to make sure that these are in the correct orientation, which they are. Don't worry about this right now. We're going to fix that in a second. So I'm folding this, and I'm going just around the top one. Just put a little bit in there. And so it's folded right there. I'm lining it up to make sure that it's even in there. And then I just fold the flap down. So let's see how we did. So it's a little bit off, right? So I'm just going to take my fingers here and slowly move that over so that it's centered. So there we go. There's that. And so now I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Just going to put a little bit of glue on the outside. Nice. Yep. So if I had used tape on this, I wouldn't have been able to adjust that. Especially if it was a tape roller. But, you know, with some of the other tapes, you know, some of them have the backing that you can peel off. So that one might have been okay, maybe, but the glue just makes it so simple. Okay, so now we've got that part right there, which is not very pretty. So I'm going to take one of my scrap pieces of paper here. And so this is already cut to 4 inches wide. So will I take that one or no? I don't like the snowflakes. That one's cute. I like that. Brings out the green from below. So again, this is just one of my scrap pieces from when I was cutting up my papers. And I'm just going to score this just right down the middle. I'll do a quick distress around it. Okay, it's folded in half, and I'm just going to apply some glue to it and just mount it into the center. So I'm going to follow the same step that I did when I put these two pieces in. I'm going to start with one side. I'll fold it into place. There we go, that's one side, and then I'll glue the other side down. Yep, so this way that window is covered up, and people will not know that this was made from a junk mail envelope. Isn't that cute? Really like the way that looks. Oh, and I forgot to mention that when you're gluing this tab into place, that you want to get as close to the edge as possible, because if you go too far in, then it might be too close to your gift card. Gift cards in, like if you want to, you know, if you have like little sentiments or something that you want to put in, like I have all these banners pre-cut. You know, if you want to put that in, or, you know, cut a piece of like white cardstock so you can sign something here. Like that would look really nice. Oh, that actually looks nice like that. I might have to stamp that in blue or red and put that there. That'd look really cute. So that's just an idea for that. And so now we have different choices on what we can do to close this. Again, we could, and I was not mindful of the pattern there, my orientation, but you can make a cute little paper clip to go in there. You can make a belly band to go around it. Oops. Which I really love that one. You could sew a button on and then put some twine around it. Oops, go that way. Or I had a spare piece of, man, I don't know how to pronounce this tulle that I just tied around this to do this. I also did one with ribbon on it. You could use Velcro, just a little piece of Velcro on the flap and the part below. There we go. Yeah, I really like that. That's super cute. But I'm going to show you how to make the belly band. And again, this is a great way to use up the scrap papers that you have, and also some longer pieces of cardstock. So I've got a piece of thread here, and this is, yeah, it's about a little bit over 1.5 inches wide. So what you do is, there we go. I'm just going to go like this. So this is 8.5 inches long. I forgot to mention that. So I'm leaving about 1 inch, 1.5 inches off the side. I'm just going to bend that over. And I'm taking the other side and bending around the top. And then I am doing it so that it meets there. Then I'm just going to take my pen and mark this where I want to cut at. If you want to avoid this, then what you could do is you could also make this a little bit longer, so you don't have to cut this. There we go. And so I'm just going to put this back on. And I'm going to glue it into place. And I'm using glue again because it's just easier to make sure that that's aligned well with each other. Just gives me a little bit of time to align everything well. There we go. Got that. And so now I'm going to take some more of my scrap paper, which we have a lot of it. And I'm just going to pick out some paper to put on